What's up, everybody? It's like December 4th or 5th or something like that. I should have looked at that before I started this video. But I wanted to talk to y'all about a video, dream, prophetic dream that I had maybe 2002. Um, Check this out. 2002, I had this dream. It scared the shit out of me. I never thought the same ever since. I actually even started going to church and trying to see what's happening. But how my dream started, I was rolling down the street in one of my cars, and I was on the phone with my aunt, and I'm rolling, and we was just laughing and bullshitting. I was just cussing away, you know, just like a normal day for me and stuff. I know that sounds bad. I need to change some of my ways. But anyway, I was rolling and I started noticing weird stuff happening. I don't know what kind of weird, maybe lights or something. Something was distracting me while I was driving on the phone. And I told my uncle on the phone, was like, man, I feel like something weird is going on over here and stuff. And he said to me, he's like, man, something weird is going on over here too. It's like, man, I think it's the end of the world. That's the first thing that came to my mind in my dream. It's the end of the world. Uncle said, I think it is too. All of a sudden, excuse me, all of a sudden, I slam on my brakes because there's four big ass soldier knights on horses in front of me. Now, I've heard about the horsemen in the Bible and everything, from what I've heard, people just talking about it, heard some preachers preach about it, but I've even read something about it. But I was stopped, and in front of me was the four horsemen that was in the Bible that looked like giant horses with giant knights riding on them. Giant, I mean, not no normal sized people. And I slammed on my brakes, and it was in front of me, staring me face to face. And I remember one of them looked to the left, to the other ones, and said something with a real barbaric voice. I remember he said something to the other ones, and they all started laughing. Ha 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 ha. And broke left and went running down the street, the city street. Four horsemen went running down the city street. And I watched them run down the street until I couldn't see them no more. But once they faded out of my sight, I noticed tanks and military soldiers started coming up the street. And they started forcing everybody out of the stores, everybody out of their cars, everybody out of everything. And they even came up to me and told me, get out of my car. And I got out of my car, and I was standing face to face with one of the soldiers, and the faces looked real demonic looking, some real demonic looking to their faces and stuff. And I just knew that they weren't human, they were demons. But they pushed me into the middle of the street in a line. Now, I'm pushed in a line, and I'm walking with people, and there's people crying, people screaming, kids crying, and I noticed that we all were in a big ass line walking somewhere. Now, I remember this dream so vividly that it's scary. because I didn't just wake up after that. I started walking in the line, and it seemed like I was walking for a long time. And when I get to the line, while I was walking in this line, off to the horizon, I could see like down into the city. It looked like I was in Las Vegas. If that's where I'm at, y'all. If y'all don't know, I'm in Las Vegas on the west side. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But I was walking, and in the horizon, I could see a whirlwind in the sky across the city. A giant whirlwind sucking up thousands and maybe millions of lights were shooting up into this whirlwind. And I was looking over there thinking, I remember thinking to myself, I'm supposed to be over there with those lights. And I remember walking in line, and everyone came to this point in the line where it's like a checkpoint. And I remember as I started getting closer to the checkpoint, I was watching the people in front of me, and every time they got close to the line, I would hear someone scream, and as if something was happening up here at this checkpoint. And I don't know what it was, but I started getting closer and closer till it came to a few people in front of me. I watched one person get pushed over the line, and a big old knot popped out of his head right here. A giant scar looking like someone just got punched in the head real hard and that knot come up. Except for that knot had like a scar looking tissue over it. It was real ugly looking. Popped up on this guy's head, and he screamed, and he walked off. Then the next person, they push him over the line. And I believe the same thing. Something popped up on his head, and he was holding his head like this, and a big old knot came out of his head. And then it came down to me, and them soldiers grabbed me, and they pushed me over the line, and a big knot popped up out of my arm, like this big. Ugly, scarish looking knot popped out of my arm after they pushed me over this line. And I remember seeing it, and it being so hideous that I covered it with my shirt. And I walked off. And once you passed that checkpoint, it didn't matter where you went from there and stuff. It seemed like it didn't matter, like you were marked, and that was it. And I remember walking into this building, and next thing you know, I was in like this concrete fucking room, and there was people everywhere leaning against the walls and sitting and laying down up against the walls, and everyone was crying, and kids was crying, and it was just so crazy to me. And I walked in with my knot on my arm. I walked into that building, man, and saw all of those people. And then I remember that a girl came up to me that I used to know and tried to grab onto me and hug me, and I pushed her away from me. And I remember saying, no, I've already done too much. I don't want to get in no more trouble. Because I already knew like it was going to be a judgment or something. And I pushed her away from me. And I remember leaning back up against that wall, and sliding down to my knees, put my face in my arm, and just put my head down. And oh my God, Lord Jesus, was I glad to wake up. I woke up. And I was like, man, I was just in that line. I woke up and I realized I ain't in that line and I don't plan to be in that line. Uh, you know, I don't know. I've had a few different dreams about uh, crazy end of the world type dream stuff since I was a kid. And that was like 10 years ago, but I felt like I had to release this and see if anybody else out there had the same dream that I had or something similar to it. You know, I also had another dream years ago of getting sucked up in a whirlwind when I walked outside. Uh, but the whirlwind was clouds so close to the earth and on fire looking, and God, it seemed like God was talking in like an ancient Hebrew language, was talking, and the clouds was lighting on fire as he talked. And I remember it just was so loud that it rumbled the earth whenever he talked. And I remember this cloud started swirling real fast and started to suck me up into the sky. And I grabbed onto the tip of a tree, and I was holding on to the tip of the tree looking down at the ground. And I just heard this voice say, "Let go." And I let go. And then I woke up. That was another dream I had, but you know, for y'all who don't know me, I'm Philly Blunts in Las Vegas. I'm on that TV show Repo Games. It's also posted on my YouTube channel, so check it out if you ain't seen it. But yeah, that's it for my 2015 prophetic dream that I had 10 years ago. I had to share it with y'all, but man, the end is near. Get saved. You better learn about Jesus because he's the only way out of this mess. Godspeed.